3. Snow Travels. The first snowfall of the journey began slowly with large, light, wet snowflakes. Sehene caught them on her mitt and examined the intricate lace-like designs through the slits of her egak, ancient wooden goggles that protected her eyes from the bright sun and snow. She thought something as beautiful as the snow couldn't be harmful, but with relentless persistence, snow continued to fall. The intensity increased as the flakes became smaller and harder. A harsh wind blew from the north. With knife-like pricks, snow blew into her face. She kept her head down and pulled her thick fur-lined hood so only the egak visible. Before dark, Kaina slowed the team. Sehene Claire looked up. They were headed toward a cave. The warm darkness felt like home to her. She was happy he found a cave to protect them from the driving storm. With such high winds and heavy snowfall, their flimsy tents would have been worthless. The cave was large enough for them to set up separate sleeping and toilet spaces and build a fire for warmth and cooking. Once again, Sehene Claire was in a timeless world. Kiana said, "When you leave Yukon Town, nature is the ruler and she is a moody woman. She doesn't obey any rules. It's summer according to man's calendars, and the sun says so too. But you see, for some reason, old Mother Nature said she wanted snow, and here we are." His wise, narrow eyes smiled into Sehene Claire's. "Or maybe she's doing this just for you to prepare for the Arctic world." They resumed their journey a couple of days later in a bright, frigid cold, sunny, sparkling white wonderland, empty and vast. Sehene Claire passed the long hours sitting in her sled in a deep silence. She was happy Kiana was a man of few words. Keeping the dogs running, caring for them, and staying in the right direction required all of his attention. Sometimes the smooth rhythm of the dog sled lulled her into a deep, dreamless sleep. Suddenly, Sehene Claire was jolted awake as the dog stopped moving, whining and barking. Kiana walked to her and helped her out of the sled. "We're here. I can go no further." Sehene Claire looked ahead and saw only the endless snow-covered earth. But the lead dog's head was at the ground, sniffing as if something was in front of him. Kiana helped her put her backpack on her back and led her to stand next to the head dog. "I have tried many times, but I can't enter. Put both of your hands in front of you and push like you're opening a door." The invisible space in front of her felt solid like a door, but with a push, it opened easily. She made one step and saw before her a city of sparkling round buildings. She turned back to speak to Kiana, but he was gone. All she could see behind her was the broad, wide expanse of snow-covered land. But she stood on soft grass and realized she was beginning to sweat. Quickly she removed her coat, lined out her pants and sweater. She was mesmerized by this place, unlike any she'd ever seen. Every building was round, of different sizes. Some had walls of glass. But can glass bend, she thought? Some were covered with tarps and some seemed made of bricks. People passed her dressed in colorful flowing clothes, walking, gathered in groups. Some rode on bicycles. Children ran and played. Before her was a narrow wooden suspended bridge with no railings on its side. Sehene Claire took a deep and stepped on the bridge. It swayed gently under her weight, but she continued walking, one careful step at a time. She extended her arms horizontally as a counterbalance and carefully crossed the bridge. Her eyes watched her feet. She breathed deeply and slowly. The bridge ended with the grassy landing as it had begun. Slowly, wearing a light golden-colored dress draping a tall, thin frame, a woman walked towards Sehene Claire. Her skin was dark as a starless night, but seemed to glow like the sun. When she reached Sehene, her large sea-green blue eyes smiled as her warm, gentle, yet strong hands embraced her. Welcome to Arctic City. My name is Bella Justice, and I am the story holder you seek. Immediately, Sehene Claire recognized her as the woman of her dreams, the woman whose skin shone like mages. Her legs collapsed beneath her. Bella Justice caught Sehene Claire as she crumpled to the ground, losing consciousness. She floated into the corridors of Sanctuary. Mage sat in their corner, and for the first time she realized that was where she found the book. She hadn't thought about the significance of that corner then. She hadn't thought about Mage because he was taking a break. He said they were spending too much time together when they had important work to do. Sehene Claire had asked him what the important work was, and he said she'd know soon. She didn't understand what he was talking about, and when he walked away, her heart hurt. But now, there he sat as if nothing had happened. He never left. There was no earthquake. He stood up and walked to Sehene Claire, wrapped his strong, warm hands around hers, and looked at her direct, as he always did. His sea-green blue eyes, a reflection of hers, but always with a hint of darkness, as if a storm was approaching. You're home now, Sehene Claire. We've been waiting for you. I had to leave you so you'd find the book that told you about Bella Justice, just as I found about her. You must be strong, stronger than you've ever been. Our work is important and endless. Don't be overwhelmed. Everything will be revealed step by step. Soon we'll be together in Arctic City, the story sanctuary. I'm here just to let you know I never left you. You're right here in my heart, always, always. And we're together in this great work. He wrapped his arms around her and hugged her tightly.